Hey, 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 hey! What's clicking, my peeps and peepettes? I'm so sorry, you guys, tonight. We're going to go ahead and shut that down. I'm going to say I'm so sorry for the slow start tonight. I know we usually go live at 8, but today was a long day for me today. And I just didn't quite make it. So we're going live just an hour later. So I hope it doesn't mess your plans up. But if it did, go back and watch me later. Welcome to TJ's Boom Report, where we do what? We have our sip in conversation. And tonight, we need to sip. I usually do 2 shows. I usually talk about family and fiance and marriage at first sight. However, I didn't see anything out there for family and fiance new. And if it was, my bad. But we have a lot to talk about with marriage at first sight. And remember, everything we're talking about is my opinion. This is how I feel. That's why it's called the TJ Boom Report. So, if you're offended, okay. If you'd like to voice any opinions or comments, please feel free. Put out your comments and questions out there. It doesn't matter whether they're good or bad. I like them all. By the way, please hit that subscribe button. Help a sister out. Plus, you'll be notified. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Every time I go live, just by hitting that bell, so you can know about when I go live. Now, if you hit the subscribe button, you will know of all my content. And when I put some good stuff out there, it's like tonight. Because tonight is going to be good. It's coming to the end of their I think it was, when it adds up, is 2-month journey. If they're going to stay married or not. And it is getting good. My goodness. So, like I said, welcome to the TJ Boom Report, where we have sipping conversation. Now, before we go any further, what do we sip? Well, first of all, you know how I am over here. I gotta have my H2O. Whew, must have the H2O. Do y'all know how important it is to hydrate? Not only are we gonna talk about like the shows and stuff like that, this stuff applies to us every day. This is everyday life. We need to hydrate. Do you know how much water you really should drink? This is probably just my opinion, but take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's what you drink in ounces a day. Now, technically, if you space it out appropriately, it is not that much water to drink to keep your body hydrated and flushed. Remember, I had an aunt that lived till she was 97. And she said, what? The key to life is what? Your body is a filter. Flush it. Okay? So, let me see. Y'all know you hear my noise. Woo! Because I'm going to drink my water. And I drink at least, I have this 64-ounce water thing that I found at Walmart. Man, it's nice. However, it's getting a dinging. It's because it falls, it tumbles, it breaks. But anyway, I try to drink 1.5 of those a day. It's hard, but I try. I do at least knock one down, though, a day. Except Saturdays and Sundays. I feel like when I'm not working or going out and doing something, drinking that water is not repetitive to me, not enough. So I really think I need to drink more on Saturdays and Sundays because I kind of fall off. I put the facade up that I'm drinking more, but I'm really not drinking more. I'm just getting things ready for the ending and all that good stuff. Because we don't have no extra pictures today. I usually have slideshows. But because today we're just strictly talking about marriage at first sight. Now, before we do anything else and talk about anything else, after you get your water, I got my water. See, you know how I am. I'll jump off on a tangent in a minute. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Before I go any further, this is the most important part. What are we sipping on besides our water? I'm drinking my little white wine tonight. I know, right? Not red. Nope, not red tonight. I usually get my wine from Sam's because it's cheaper. I'm trying to be funny. Y'all can pay all that money for you. I pay $300 a bottle. Go right ahead, cause I'm gonna pay $6.78 and feel the same way you feel. It's just going in, and all your body's gonna do is flush it back out. Come on now, people, think. Okay, but I'm drinking Chardonnay. No, I'm not doing red. I'm drinking Joel Gott unoaked Chardonnay. I'm doing Chardonnay. I know I don't do Chardonnays. 2019 is the year, so it hasn't been aged that long. However, it's a 13.9 volume. I'll roll with it. Y'all know how I am about my alcohol about content. So 13.9, that's not bad. We can do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that up. And yes, when I pull my glass up, I have ice in it. I know I'm not supposed to have one. Pour your wine over the ice, blah 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 blah. However, I'm hot, 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 hot. So mind your business. Mind your business. Because I'm going to pour this over this ice. Yep, y'all hear that? Ice. Yes, ice. Say what you want. I don't care. And you know what? I'm eating. I'm eating some chips. So mind your business, mind your business. Everybody sip up so we can get this started because there's a part of this that Mirla is drunk. Y'all know what I tell y'all about True Serum. When you sip up, make sure you be careful. Don't be out there drinking and driving. Have a designated driver. Uber and Lyft, I believe, still work. I I think it's hard for cab services. I know some people been having a problem with cab services, but Uber and Lyft works or whatever you need to get around. But don't drink and drive because you're gonna tell them I told you to drink and I'm not in that. So remember, also this stuff is True Serum. And I love that Mirla was drinking it. So when we get ready to talk about her part, I'm gonna tell you why True Serum is so important. Okay? Just remind me when we get to that point. Sorry. Oh, I didn't sip it. You're probably not supposed to sit with a chip in your mouth either, are you? Like I care. Hmm. Not bad for white wine. I'm usually not a white wine drinker. I fell off into red, and red has just been kind of my thing. So, not a white wine drinker like that. We're going to keep on going with this commentary here. Um, as we're waiting on people to come on. Um, because I changed my time. I blew it. I know. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to this wonderful segment of Married at First Sight. It is on the Lifetime channel. It aired October 13th, 2001, this year on Wednesdays. They show new episodes on Wednesdays. We're getting ready to hit the season finale, so don't miss an episode, because I'm not. And if you don't miss an episode, then you come back and talk about it with me. So, oh my God. We're going to break this episode down. This 2 hours was mind blowing. However, everything that we talk about, it actually applies. I don't like the way this top fits, so we won't be wearing this one on the segment again, will we? All right. I could change it while I'm here in the closet, but nah, we're not gonna do it. But okay, so everything applies to something in someone's relationship. I don't care who you are or what you are. No one's stuff is perfect. And if it's perfect, you already gone through a lot. I'm just saying. Because this stuff is unreal. Okay? So, we are on day 39. And they say they have 16 days to go. Nope, that's not when they had 16 days to go. They became 16 days to go. Okay, so let's see where we're at. Let me see. Oh, yes, okay. When we start off the episode, actually, I don't own the rights to this, so don't be trying to come back and sue me. These are just my opinions on how I feel about the show. So let's talk about it. Okay? Um, they're both Zach and Mccaleb are both laying in a bed. And in that bed, Mccaleb is with her phone. You know how we do when we wake up in the morning, whatever, we chilling with our phone. Especially you on the time thing, and you wake up enough time to do what you gotta do. You with that phone, you checking out morning news, what's happening in the world, what's happening around with your peeps. Go on Facebook, whatever you might do. I'm not mad at nobody, cause I do it too. Okay. I would take the phone in the bathroom with me while I'm, getting my groove in. It's just to, no. Quit playing like I'm the only one. So anyway, they're laying in the bed, and Zach said something to the fact, I can't quote him correctly, but he said something to the fact that this is what this is what my wife is doing. This is what my wife does, laying in bed, being a bum. You a bum? And I'm just so confused about that, because he said she was laying there being a bum. Of all words to use, I did. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, y'all. My connection is messing up. I do apologize. Mm-mm. I'm so sorry if you're getting a bad connection, but wait. This fool, I'm back to this again. He said, this is what my wife liked doing, laying in bed, being a bum. I don't care what nobody say. I don't think that was appropriate. I'm not rolling with that. That was a strike for me against Zach. This internet stuff, I'm so mad with it. I'm watching my internet go in and out. Babe, if you watch it, please contact the cable people. Please, 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 please. This is driving me nuts. I mean, this is driving me nuts. Oh, I'm trying to figure out. I would have to stop the stream, y'all. I can't. I can't. Okay, let me see if we can get it to go through. I do apology. But I do apologize. My apologies. If you're experiencing buffering, I do apologize. My internet is on the blink. So I do apologize. I'm watching it and hopefully it stays strong. I'm going to keep going because I can't get caught with that. So sorry. Now, back to this. Okay, I can't even get off this first part because I just thought that was so disrespectful. Okay, whatever was said, y'all need to watch it because we can't keep going on that. Now, they go to Ryan. Ryan is concerned for someone's housekeeping, and he's really talking about Brent's housekeeping skills. Now, he videos and shows the house, and it's a hot mess. Every room, the bedroom, bathroom. If that's how she keep house, and he not used to that, that's hard. And he can't go behind her and keep cleaning up because he don't know where his stuff goes. So I think I'm gonna have to go with him on that one. He doesn't get a strike from me on that one because uh how she I mean every room. Now if he would have went in one room and it would have been like, okay, so just the bedroom, but then everything else was cool. But no, there was the bedroom, the bathroom, and then it just out. So I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to roll with Ryan on this one. So he gets a check. He gets a check on that one. Yeah. I hope y'all saw that. If not, go back and rewatch it. Because it's there. Okay. Now. Okay. Next we have Mirla always has to have a comeback. And this is what Gil says is what he has to deal with. So I think they were at the gym. Okay, sorry. There we go. They were at the gym, working out, strutting. And then Gil said something, and Mirla said something smart back, and he's like, this is what I have to deal with," and she did. So she, to me, negative Nancy, negative Nancy. Mirla is she's negative about everything. I wonder why. Why she got her defenses. I'm gonna tell y'all, when somebody's negative all the time, negative all the time, there's something wrong. Something has happened to them as a person or an individual that they have had problems and issues. Now, the next part of the episode, we come to Johnny and Ryan are playing pool together. Mm, okay. They're talking about their relationships. I'm gonna tell you, Johnny, even though Johnny and Bow was Johnny and Bao are having more difficulties and having difficulties, at least they're doing things. I don't hear that Brent and Ryan are doing anything, so that kind of concerns me. But Bao, I guess Johnny appreciates that Bao is now trying this week. They had fun bowling, and I guess she lost, so she didn't want him to talk about the score, which is typical. But they have fun, and it's not about the score; it's about having fun. So, and she was cool about it. She was herself, so I like that part. But then Ryan saying you have to, you got to face in your relationship. You got to be forced to make decisions, and you got to make yourself happy and all this stuff. And 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 Johnny is listening, and I'm like, okay, both of y'all is negative in y'all relationship. Y'all don't need to be talking to each other. Why y'all talking to each other? I hope y'all caught that. Oh my goodness. It sounds like they hang out together a lot. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, birds of a feather flock together. When someone is a double downer in their person relationship, generally they want to attract people like that around them. So be careful. Be careful. Watch who your friends are and who you talk to, because they'll lead you and pull you in those directions, and you'll be pulled that way before you even realize and know it. I'm gonna just leave that one right there. I'm gonna leave that one right there. So I will say in the future, Johnny and Ryan should not be communicating together because they did not give each other any good advice during during their conversation of playing pool. Actually, it was quite horrible. So I'm gonna tell y'all now. Mm-mm. Watch who you hang around with and who you talk to. Now this applies to your everyday relationship. I'm gonna tell y'all, if you hang around somebody that's negative and down all the time, you gonna end up being like that. Watch out. Now, next scene they go to. Pray for me today, cause I'm so hungry. When I get off of this, my husband we gonna have to go get something to eat, cause I'm so hungry. Okay, Bow and Johnny were talking before bed. I guess I'm yeah, Bow and Johnny. Johnny really wants to. He's fighting, saying that they don't have trust, communication, and friendship. One, why don't they have trust? What has either one has done to each other not to trust each other? Two, when they do communicate, he gets mad and run off. And three, friendship. Well, you got to build that over the course of time, don't you? You be friends, you talk, you play, you do this and that. It's a build up. So Johnny is really having a problem with these three areas. He talks about it to Bao. And she said, well, no, I don't quite agree with that. Now, this is her opinion. I don't quite agree with that. And I think there needs to be intimacy as well if you're talking about a husband and wife. He got mad, and then in the midst of the conversation, within a few minutes, he got mad, walked out, and got up there and walked away. And she was sitting there like, "What? Tell me what I do wrong. Talk to me." And literally, he was not talking to her. Now, what I want to say is, and it talks about this later in the episode, if you need to cool off and walk away, then say it. Hey, I'm about to go to 30 right now. See, notice I didn't say 10, I said 30. So I'm going to walk away and I'm going to need to cool off. I will come back and talk to you shortly. And then if you vacate. Now, if that person receiving it don't receive it, that's on that person receiving it. But if you say it and let that person know in a nice, calmly way, hey, it ain't the time right now. There should be a way of communicating that. Because maybe you can't talk right now because if you talk, you're going to scream. Everybody don't have control of their emotions, man. That's the way of them trying to control them or getting control of them. So I'm just saying. But of course, Johnny blows up, walks away crazy, and I think Bao is just almost getting over it. When they come back and talk, he gets back in bed and tries to talk to her again. He wants to be able to work through this without having any intimacy. She's like, but what about me? This is a 50-50 relationship. And to have no intimacy, you had intimacy and it wasn't a problem. And now to have none? See, I'm kind of with her on that one. Like, how you gonna put me in the candy store and then pull me out and tell me I gotta stand outside? I'm just saying. Come on, y'all, think about it. Just doesn't work. That apply. Listen, this applies to you. This that's happening on TV actually applies to you. So think about it. Think about it in your day to day. It affects you. I know I'm tearing these chips up. I do apologize, but I'm so hungry. And no, I don't need the salt. You're right. And no, you don't need to see me smacking. I'm right. However, I'm gonna eat. Is this better? But you can hear me. So I guess you might as well see me, huh? Okay. Anyway, let's keep this going. Well, Johnny blows up. To me, she remains calm. She's just asking questions. He's all in his flip mode. So, once again, my opinion is I think that Johnny, and not trying to put nothing out there, I ain't trying to get nothing to come back on me, but Johnny might be some type of bipolar. He has issues of communicating, talking, because he's really flipping out for no reason. I feel sorry for him. So, if he has problems, he really needs help, and someone needs to help him. In the meantime, what they're showing on TV doesn't make it look good for him. If this is not the right perception, then Johnny needs to show something different. So, well, tell you this was a long episode, and on Wednesday when they showed this episode, it was supposedly 16 days till decision day. 16, y'all. There's 7 days in a week. That's 2 weeks and 2 days left to make a decision if you're going to stay married to this person or you want a divorce. And I heard divorces are not quick and fast, so they just ain't to go out and unsign the paper, will null or nothing like that. It doesn't work that way. They have to go through a long, dragged out divorce. Yes, they might not have no assets and stuff together, but it's a divorce. Divorces are horrible. So, each of the experts are meeting with each of the cast members to discuss what's left, what do they need in a relationship, what's their main problem, concern, what do they have to do to work through this to get through. And they met with each one of them. Pastor Cal met with Gil, Mccaleb, Bow, Brett, and Rachel. So Pastor Cal, I feel like met with all the ladies except in the relationship with Gil and Mirla, and they put Mirla with Dr. Pepper. Now, all the other guys, they met with Dr. Pepper. So that was pretty interesting how they put Mirla with Dr. Pepper. Now, we're going to start off. Now, I was trying to write down this time who everybody was, their ages. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, kudos to Marriage at First Sight because you guys pick all business people, careers that they can maintain, step away from for a second, do this little show, gain some notoriety, some do their job still. Kudos to y'all because you picked all professionals. And I don't believe you guys picked any bums. Something that someone called their supposedly significant other a bomb. What kind of mess is that? A bomb? Okay. Gil was first. Gil is 35 and a firefighter. Pastor Cal, I'll say Cal. They all call him Cal, but it's Pastor Calvin. That's his first name. Um, Asks, what is your main concern? What's your biggest problem? Because overall, Gil appeared to be very happy, content with Mirla. He was having a conversation with his brother, and he was saying how she did this with 80, really, how she was disliking the dog and all this stuff. And then next thing you know, they show her walking the dog. Really? Who does that? Someone who fell in love with that person, so you fall in love with their surrounding. You adapt. My husband was into fish. Now, who else was into fish? Me. And the kids and everybody had to deal with it. Because that's his thing, is the water. So we dealt with fish, and now I know about fish. And now our fish is our baby. So when they pass on and stuff, it is heartbreaking. So we understand. Well, the Pastor Cal asked Gil what is his major problem with Mirla. And the only problem he has with her, he loves everything else about her, which is amazing. However, she has this Debbie Downer syndrome. She's negative about everything. Every time they go somewhere, they kept showing clips. How she always says something negative. Sorry. She said something negative. She said something negative. She said something negative. She is a Debbie Downer. I call her Negative Nancy. That's what I called her in the beginning. But she's all of that. So Pastor Cal said he had to go ahead and speak to her about it. That's the only issue you have in the next for 16 days to make that decision if you're gonna stay married or not. You guys are really gonna stay together and be married and live and be that married life. Put it on the table. Find out so that you can make a decision. Is it something that can be changed? Because if it's something that happened to her and something she's grieving from, she can heal from that. I know she can. And that's anybody out there, you guys. You can heal. You might not have to heal with that person, but you can heal from that. So just remember that. So, Mirla. Now, they get Mirla to meet with Dr. Pepper. She's 34 and a leadership coach. I don't quite understand what that job is. I'm going to have to Google it. But what's a leadership coach? However, if she's making good money, she can buy Christian Louboutins. And she got several pair. Just to top everything off, she came in drunk. She had been out with her friends and she had had over 20 margaritas or something she had. I don't know, quote me wrong, I could be wrong, but whatever she had 20, over 20 something they had. She came in tipsy, she was flustered, red. However, they did the interview anyway, and Dr. Pepper called her out on it and told her you ain't that drunk. You basically can't get through this interview. I'm gonna say it was kind of good because she had truth serum. And before it was over, she broke out crying because it was the truth serum. She is so smitten with Gil. Oodles to them. I love it. I think that's great. Um, she asked her what's her main problem, and it was basically nothing. She wants to know what can she do to make him happier. Well, I'm gonna say I know one thing is some because Gil tells Pastor Carol he got a kiss. He ain't said nothing about no ass. He ain't said nothing about no bang, bang, choo choo train. So, if can't nobody answer that question, I can. What I need to do, Mirla, you need to bust it wide open. Do the body shots. Dang, it's your husband. What you think he nasty? If he nasty, tell him, take a shower. You should do the body shots, Marilyn. He was wrong for that one. I'm gonna be on you about that one. He was wrong for that one. Well, she said whatever she said, and Marilyn finished her statement with Dr. Pepper with. Dr. Pepper came back to her about her attitude and came out about her being so negative and such a Debbie Downer. And she needs to address why she's like that. So they left us wanting more. We'll see what happens with that. Next, we have Mccaleb and Zach. I'm gonna tell y'all, they gonna be the best people yet for the show of drama. At least Michaela is. I'm sorry, but Michaela is off the hook. Her hair, as wild as her hair look, is how her attitude is, in my opinion. Okay. So Mccaleb sees Pastor Cal, and Zach sees Dr. Pepper. Mccaleb is a 30-year-old realtor, but I don't know Zach's occupation. What is Zach's occupation? I'm gonna have to go back and watch some previous episodes and see if I can catch that. Because on this episode, they showed everybody's but Zach's. I even rewinded to make sure I didn't miss it. Unless they showed it where I did miss it. I don't believe I missed it. I was watching too hard. Pastor Carol said, what's the problem? Michaela said something about the relationship is still new. You see, I'm side-eyeing. She said she wants to know what Zachary actually pictured a marriage would look like. And Pastor Cal was like, that's a legitimate question. You can ask that. But she's on this fence. And I'm not understanding what's going on because that they're not showing us on this fence why she's on this fence and going at him the way she is. She tells Pastor Cal she doesn't want to be the source of his happiness. I don't quite understand that. So Pastor Cal threw it back at her and said, "You wrong. No, my wife is happy on her own. But I want to say I contribute to some of that happiness. You're not looking at that right. So Pastor Cal hopefully got Mccaleb on track, but I don't think he did. I don't think she has no understanding on how to contribute to happiness and how it's important in a relationship. She wants to be Zach to be happy by herself. She wants to go back to after the honeymoon when they first met each other and was lovey dovey. She wants that beginning Zach before COVID. Not saying that not even remember that he went through something that he could have, literally died from. Thank God he wasn't that bad off, but still, people that are that bad off go to the hospital and die. So, did I say that C word? I'm sorry. I did not mean to say that C word. Don't flag my channel, y'all, please. But he had that C word, and Zach, I guess, was changed or he wasn't the same. But that's because they spent so many days away from each other. I think they did that wrong. I think they should have had them in separate rooms with them FaceTime and communicating and sexting each other over the FaceTime and stuff like that because in her home. See, that was the first sign, that something was going to be wrong with that relationship. She couldn't run when he had that big C. Y'all remember that? That kind of made sense on this. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, listen to that. She wants him to return to Happy Zach. And then Pastor Cal's last comment to her was, do you want this more than you don't on this marriage? And she really had a blank look on her face. I was not happy with her with that look she had on her face. Because she didn't look like she really wanted to contribute to the relationship. Just not feeling her, y'all. Just not feeling her. Well, then we go into Zach. I still don't know his age or his occupation. If you know it, put it out there in the comments, please. When Dr. Pepper's talking to him, he talks about how things are going better and he wants to make her feel more. Apostle Cal is telling him he should make her feel some more secure because she has this fear of things walking out and leaving her, and she doesn't handle that well. Well, we know in the course of his conversation with Dr. Pepper, we know what Zach did. Oh, crybaby Zach bawled in tears. I was so annoyed with that. Does he cry all the time? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Before I bash him and, just go at him, is that a good thing or a bad thing? But he cries all the time, and I'm not seeing nobody else crying like that. He cries all the time. I don't get it. So, somebody help me understand that. Because he goes into boohoo tears, and he has this high expectation of himself, and he has this high expectation of a wife. And if she's a beautiful and amazing, and Mccaleb is all this, what expectation is she not feeling? I'm not understanding them two not getting along. I do not see a good future for them. I do not see them staying together. I hope Mirla and Gil make it, but I don't see Mccaleb and Zach staying together. As it stands right now today, it is a yes for Mirla and Gil, a no for Mccaleb and Zach. However, anybody can make something change and turn around. But if anybody saw the previews for next week, they saw Mccaleb lose it. Don't know what quite happened, but she lost it. So I don't see them two making it at all. We're gonna move on I probably should put my glasses on. I really don't feel like it. Maybe I should. Might have a better chance of seeing what I wrote. Because I'm struggling. The struggle is real. Oh, wow. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Actually, use the backups. So, they're not perfect, but they'll do. I would have had to go on another mission to go find the glasses, so that was not happening. Didn't I tell you I was hungry? I'm so sorry. But I'm almost done. And then once I do this, I'm going to start sipping on the wine, so get ready to keep up. Next, we go to Johnny, Bow, and Johnny. Before we even talk about them, I'm going to tell y'all it's a no for me on these two now. Dr. Pepper has Johnny, and Pastor Cal has Bow. When Dr. Pepper asks Johnny what's the main problem, this nutcase says, with her, I'm somebody I don't want to be. I'm gonna put that one right there. How do anybody think that they're supposed to be together? Seriously. How are they supposed to be together for real? There's no way. I don't care what we commentate and what we say. There's no way they're gonna be together. I'm sorry. I just can't do that. There's nothing to even talk about. My page is so written so short for them. Johnny has been flipping for a few weeks. And I seen Bow just being nothing but gracious and trying. Now, if she's doing something behind the scenes and they not airing it, that's on something. That's on something different. But they're not showing anything different. So it appears that Bow is okay. This is a Johnny thing. Once again, Johnny talks about this trust, communication, and friendship. This is something that he's having a problem with, and Dr. Pepper suggested that you do something where you don't have no intimacy, and he wants to implement that back to Bow, but Bow was like, I hear what you're saying, but aren't we 50-50? I don't have a say in none of this. And that's when he blew up. Well, we back to that again. I think she does have a say. So that's pretty interesting. I'm just not feeling Johnny. I didn't do a lot of writing for Johnny because I don't like Johnny. It's a no for me and him and Bow. Then when Bow, when Bow, she's 35, she's an administrative director. You know what? I don't have an occupation for Johnny. What is Johnny? What is his age and what is Johnny? I'm gonna have to go back on some episodes and find that because Bow is 35 and she's an administrative director in research. That sounds like money, money, money. Well, all this stuff that Johnny wants Bow to do, don't she have a 9 to 5? Ain't she working hard? I feel like she's probably doing the best that she can with the time she's given. Nobody has an extra day just in life for fun and freedom. I'm just saying. Come on now. This stuff is crazy. What's happening I don't think should be happening. um Johnny has really said some harsh shade ass things to Bow. Y'all can say what y'all want, say how y'all can feel, but seriously, he said some harsh stuff to her over these last couple weeks. And you know what? I think they need to end their relationship as well. It's no sense even talking about what's happening because now he's ended no sex, so now they not bumping and grinding no more. However, Pastor Cal said there's couples that has been worse off than them, and they have come back, bounced, and still together and worked it through. So, but I'm not trying to throw nothing out there. I'm not a doctor. I don't have an MD. I might have an MF degree, but I sure don't have an MD degree. Uh, is Johnny bipolar? Cause he acting silly and crazy, and I don't understand. All right, well, we're gonna move on from Johnny, and Bob. Was not feeling them. We're gonna move on to Brent and Ryan. Brent met with Pastor Cal. Ryan met with Dr. Pepper. He was not happy about that. He was not happy about that. Brent is 33. She is a teacher and a volleyball coach. Ryan is 35 and he's an oil and gas liaison. Liaison. All right. So, Brent with Pastor Cal, main problem. She wants him to be more willing to open up. She said their honeymoon was great. They were communicating, and ever since then, he's been a different person. Now, remember what I'm saying. I'm going through the episode slowly so we can bring this together. But remember, she said the honeymoon, he was all in, he was great. And once they returned them to their homes, returned them to their homes, okay, um, he changed. Just remember that. We're going to talk about this again at the end, but remember that, okay? She said she would like to know what he thought would have been in a wife. Pastor Cal, of course, agreed. That's a great question. And then he also wants her to ask the question: when did you give up on the marriage? Exactly what day was it when you decided that you couldn't do it or there was nothing there? And then what did you think a marriage would be? So remember that too, because towards the end, somebody doesn't hold up their end of the deal. Somebody doesn't hold up their end of the deal. Um, then Ryan gets with Dr. Pepper. Now, he's a little shaken because he's been meeting with Pastor Cal. And when they put him with Dr. Pepper, he was a little shaken because he had to say more than he wanted to. He thought he was going to get away with just the bare minimum. And Dr. Pepper was not having it with him. Basically, he said once he met with Dr. Vivian and she asked those hard questions, communication became an issue with him, with her, with Brand, and Dr. Pepper said you have to vocalize without being cruel. You guys have questions to each other. Y'all don't talk to each other. You don't communicate with each other. That's one of those issues when I tell you guys, you talk at each other and not to each other. See, this whole thing right here, this whole thing with Brent and Ryan, it's applying into thousands and hundreds of thousands of you guys' relationships. Trust me. Okay? You guys, when you're in a relationship, And this is what was told to him. You have to try to get to know each other and don't give up. And I think um, Ryan has given up. Um, However, why has he given up? There seems to be a far bigger story. Okay. He said, now, when he left Okay, first of all, Dr. Pepper tore him up. She told Ryan he has not been trying. This is all on him. He hasn't been putting forth the effort. However, if you think about it, when I just said that Brent said that he stopped putting forth the effort basically after they moved back in together in their home town where they're supposed to be living. Just catch that right there. He said he's going to put forth more effort and he was going to do better. So we're going to watch next Wednesday to see what he does to do better. Johnny and Bao starts to talk. They meet up, they talk, and Bao, she seems like she's distant. She doesn't seem like she's fully into it. He's seeming distant. And when they talk, it just doesn't work out. They don't sound like things are going to be right. They're going to try, but they're not going to try. Bao is in it, but she's not in it. I don't know. It's just kind of tricky, and I don't know. You gotta kind of watch that. I don't think that they're gonna make it. I'm giving a prediction on them already too. That Bao and Johnny are not gonna make it. And if they do it and stay together after the decision day, that's just for a facade. Because it's not gonna go forth afterward. He keeps saying, and he mentioned that he was not attracted to her. I remember that. He said, yeah, he did. He mentioned that's what he did. He mentioned it again about knowing her from before and that he was not attractive. And then I noticed I didn't even write nothing down because Brent and Ryan talked, and I just got mad because clearly Ryan asked Brent, "What do you have any questions for me?" And she said no, it was basically about me. She didn't even ask the question. So all this time, I'm thinking it's just Ryan that's the problem in this, and it's both of them. Britt is not giving what we think she's giving, y'all. My opinion. Sorry. I didn't even write nothing down because I got teetered about it because I just thought it was just horrible. All right. Well, now we go to Rachel and Jose. They was all doing the girls first, but then they did Jose first with Dr. Pepper. He is a mission flight specialist. What's that? I need somebody to tell me what a mission flight specialist is. And Rachel is a special education elevator, evaluator, but she's a special education. Now, if that's what I think she is, I have a good BFF that does that too, if it's what I think it is. And I'm gonna say I understand why she travels to 3 months a year because after dealing with those kids for all those months and giving them the education and dealing with the fights and the hair pulling and all that stuff, girl, she is running for a vacation. So, Jose, you better pack your bags up, jump on the train, and go to Europe with your wife. If that's the only issue y'all having, that woman has a hell of a job, and she needs to be able to go on whatever damn vacation she want to go on. I am so serious, Jose. Rachel. Okay, so Dr. Pepper is talking to Jose. I just went off on a tangent because that's crazy. Where? Okay, so Jose's main problem is if that they get into it, will Rachel walk away? And then as if he's giving too much or if he's not giving enough. He doesn't know where to do and when not because his whole mind as a provider when he came into it is to that he was gonna be a provider, take care of his wife. but yet he can do that, but still she's independent, and he's trying to figure out balance in where does he give and where does he don't give. So to me, that's a learning process. He's got to figure that out across the way, um, and make a decision. Figure that out, like um, learn, but don't give up and walk away. Don't lock her out at 1 o'clock in the morning. Lock the door and go put the double locks on her so she can't even get in. She knocking on other people's room because it's 1 o'clock in the morning and she can't get back in her own place because you in your feelings. Oh, and mind you, when he said he locked the door, trust me, he had to know that she wasn't in the apartment. It wasn't that big. Okay, just okay. Um, so he was asked the question, how can they build their trust together? She has seen, and when he said that to Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper said, "You can build that, but remember, she's seen you angry, and it's hard to rebuild trust over seeing someone's anger." He had a blank face. He was like, "You're right." I think it hit him in the gut. And Dr. Pepper is the bomb. I just want to say, she's gut sucks. Y'all, a couple of y'all relation folks out there, some of y'all people in relationship, y'all need to call up Dr. Pepper. You know what? Maybe we could do a show and we could all put y'all on because some of y'all need Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, Dr. Vivian. I mean, it's some out there. So Rachel and Jose talk, and I think I'm really digging their communication. They had a great conversation. They know that they both have to compromise. And I feel like Rachel said she made some stunning revelations. She said, "I'm not just single Rachel. I'm married to Jose, and I have to realize that I have to compromise on some things." And he kind of got quiet, but in essence, he has to do the same thing. So I would say I'm feeling really positive about Rachel and Jose. And I want to say I think that they're going to make it as long as they keep it up. But I want to say that past Dr. Pepper was that. Wait, hold up. Let me make sure I'm on the right person. Yep. Dr. Pepper called Jose out and told him he was controlling. So all your men out there and women and friends and people out there like that, if you act like that and want to be controlled and have that, you are controlling. And everybody doesn't want that. And if you're with someone that don't, you have to give them that leeway. Okay? Compromise, communicate. They use this word communicate in this episode. I know they've used it over 1,000 times. They had to. Communication is what the key to relations. My husband says this every single day. Communication is what the key to relations. I tell you. Whew, that water is super good. Okay. But Rachel and Jose, they should make it. We're going to move on. When this episode ended, they were 15 days away from decision day, and the whole entire group got together to play sand volleyball. What is sand volleyball? As Brent would say, no socks, no shoes. Your feet are off in the sand. And they played. Um, was that Mccaleb was really not trying to play. I just feel she's not too athletic. She's small, petite thing, but she don't like to do too much. That's a Debbie Downer because she's not even trying. Everybody out there trying. She just didn't want to try. She was like, the ball came over and she was like, huh? It's like, Mccaleb, oh yeah, I could be a cheerleader, rah rah. And I was like, not feeling her. Um, Mirla and Gil came in, walking in hand, and they showed Rachel and Jose come in, walking in hand. those are the two plus couples. Them two, they came in hand in hand. I really want them two couples to work. I think those were the bomb couples right there. Um, but then the topping on the cake, because um what is that? Gil says makes the observation that Bao is not there, and he's like, "Oh, I hope they're not into it where she's not coming." Lo and behold, Bao comes in cheering, rah rah rah. She has on a cute red and white cheerleading outfit, super cute. I thought it was great. She knew she wouldn't be athletic, so she decided to cheer for the game. Perfect. And then I think at the end, if you see Mccaleb with pom poms too. So it seems like Mccaleb ended up being a cheerleader as well, and she didn't play the game. So she made the numbers. I guess she made the numbers even if she didn't play and Bow didn't play, because then that made it even. So okay, but just the fact that Bow came in a cheerleading outfit because she knew she was not going to play the game. Johnny gave her a hug. She don't know if he was feeling her or not, but I thought it was cool and great. And kudos to you, Bow. Great idea. I had fun watching you. It seems like pretty much the entire cast is pretty much just what, 5 couples, so it's 10 of them. Is pretty athletic. So you got 8 out of 10, and they're all athletic and out there playing. Even Mirla and Rachel was out there playing a little volleyball. So I thought that was kind of cool. That was pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty good. So then after the game, they all started breaking off in little groups, and it was very interesting. I don't know if anybody caught it, but Brett was at one table talking to, I can't remember who. And Ryan was at another table talking to, I can't remember who. But they were talking about the same thing. And that Dr. Pepper, like Dr. Pepper told Ryan he don't try. And that Dr. Pastor Cal was telling Brent that Ryan is not trying. And that they both got to figure out how ways to make it work and make that change. But I thought it was pretty interesting that they both were on the same accord. But when it came to Johnny and Bao, Johnny was talking his bipolar, flipping himself way, and Bao was really sincere in her feelings, and she has never wavered to me. So I thought it was really spot on point how Ryan and Brent knew exactly what their problems are, and yet they can't communicate. They know exactly what the problem is between them, they think. And Bao and Johnny are totally off. So that's why I don't think neither one of them are going to make it. But Johnny and Bao need to stop. Now, I'm so sick of Johnny. Y'all need to toss Johnny. Johnny was my favorite in the beginning. I'm not feeling Johnny. I don't like you, Johnny. Johnny, you ain't right. You ain't right, and you ain't right for Bao. They need to find somebody. I hope they looking for somebody else for Bao, because he ain't right. All right. Then we come to some good fun stuff right here. Yes, we do. Okay. Listen. Zach and Mccaleb are together in their place. And I guess them crackheads had a conversation together. And I guess they said in their conversation, if it was decision day today, what would your answer be? And they both said no. Now, they tried. Okay, maybe they weren't home yet. Okay, maybe they weren't at their apartment yet when that had. But so then they come on back to their apartment, and I guess it's getting ready time for bed. And Mccaleb says, I basically don't want you sleeping in here with me because you said, we not gonna be together. It's a no today." He's like, "What? But I thought we supposed to be working on this." And she's like, "Well, there's really no point." So I took it that she was feeling salty because he said no. But then by the end of the fight, before he leaves, she says, "That's not what I said." Now, I really wish they could roll back the real footage of what was said so we can really understand what was really said. Somebody. It's got. What was the real footage about what was said? Because she saying she didn't say that, and then he said, well, that, and then she'll say, well, you said this. He said, I didn't say that. This is what you said. Oh my God, we need to see the footage. I know there's got to be some footage somewhere. It's got to be some footage somewhere. Please, it's got to be some footage somewhere. Please, it's got to be some footage somewhere. Okay? So since Zach said, Mccaleb said, no, you sleep in another room. Zach, like, I don't want to sleep on the bed or the floor or nothing like that. I'm going to go back to my place because I want to be in a comfortable bed. You in a comfortable bed. And she gets me. So he leaves to go back to his place. So they must live in the same city. So he leaves to go back to his place. She sends him a text, since you left, I'm done and I'm out of here when you come back. He like, no way. She go back and she gone. She even take the seasoning salt. Literally, she said, and if you watch the after thing, she say, I bought it, I took it. Bye, girl. Bye. Pastor Cal should have been asking her, what was she looking for in a marriage when she came into this relationship? Because what she was giving and doing, and what I see from her, is not just Zach with his crying self. He cries all the time. And he told her he cried. But it's Mccaleb too. She has a salty, shady attitude, and it's just not gonna work. So he goes back and sleeps at his place. 30 minutes later, he leaves and go back to his place. She's mad. Blah blah blah. Now, this is the part I want y'all to listen to. Brent meets with Ryan's sister, and they're talking, and she was talking about their relationship, and the sister hints on to me how I took it is that there's somebody else that has creeped it back into this picture. And whoever creeped it is must know about this man's money. I don't think she's feeling him like that because he would have never went out looking for someone true love. So whoever he thinks he's about to bounce back to is not going to work. And he's going to miss out on Brent, something that would have truly worked and been a good thing. We just need to teach her how to clean. Y'all hear that, Ryan? But hiring a housekeeper could work too, because if he got that type of money, it could be done. So I'm just saying, everybody ain't housekeeper material, so you have to give a little, but she just had everything everywhere, so it all can work itself out, but it all depends on how much you want to put into it. But I think there's someone else, and if they don't put it out in the season, I bet you after the season we gonna hear and we gonna read about somebody else that Ryan is into. That is the final conclusion of Marriage at First Sight that aired just last Wednesday. The new episodes coming on. They showed the previews, and Mccaleb goes buck wow, holding her back like, let me go, slamming doors, yeah, screaming and hollering. You got the look like the producer lady trying to grab her. Oh my God. Zach is pacing the floor back and forth. He goes in and out with his suitcase. I wants to see what happened and what leads up to that particular episode, because that scene right there seemed absolutely nuts. And what gets you to that point where you have to be that flustered? Now, remember, everything that we talk about applies to your own everyday issue. And I'm going to tell you, both of you have to compromise. Both of you have to listen. It is truly a 50-50 thing. There's no if buts about it. There's no you 60, I'm 40. It doesn't work like that. That's how the world is. The world is trying to make us all this extraness. When they try to take women's rights. First of all, why is this question even on the table about women's rights? We shouldn't even have this table. This question shouldn't even be out there. It doesn't make any sense to me. Everybody should be equal. 50-50. Women 50, men 50. Why? What's the difference? You can't tell me what to do with my body. I can't tell you what to do with your body. I mean, seriously, what is the whole big just? Why is this in the legislature? Who gave you the right to be the controller and ruler? You are not God Almighty. Stop this. This whole thing needs to stop. Think about it in your own day-to-day relationship with friends, family. It doesn't matter, co-workers. You have to make a decision, and you have to say when you say enough is enough and what you're going to do or what you're not going to do and how to handle things. But how to handle things is communicating on a calm basis and having discussion like this. And not on 10 and screaming and hollering. You can't do that because nothing is heard and people screaming. You're screaming, and nobody hears nothing. But if you all talk, slow it down, brace yourself. And I believe it was Dr. Pepper said to one of them, I can't remember which one, I have it in my notes, but if you need time, oh, it was Jose, I believe. If y'all are getting ready to get into a heated conversation, you really need time to walk away. Just don't walk away mad. Communicate that and say, I'm about to go to 10, 30, 50, 100. Whatever number you feel like you're about to go to, say, and before we go there, I need to walk away. The other person should be respectful, responsive, and say, okay, we can talk about it later when things cool off. Allow you to walk, and then you guys come back and talk about things. It would make things a whole lot better. But it's a 50-50. And everybody has to give a little. And it can't be one person giving and one ain't. This applies to me. This applies to you. This applies to everyday and everyday relationships. So watch out, y'all. Be careful. Um, Listen, watch Married at First Sight because it does, whether you think it's a reality show or not, the issues that they're talking about do apply to all of us on a day-to-day basis. And I just want everybody to get along and be happy and everyone to have a great relationship. We'll see about next week and see if Family and Fiance has anything out there for us to discuss. If not, we will roll right back with Marriage at First Sight for next Wednesday. You guys get ready for the action and drama. If it's that good, I don't know if I'm going to wait to Saturday to do a Saturday live. We might do some short clips throughout the week after Wednesday to get you prepared for Saturday because I don't want you to miss Saturday's live. Saturday's live, we will be back at 8. This just today was the birthday party for a kid's birthday party. I had my niece, my 3-year-old niece with me this whole weekend. And she's truly a handful. Although she's very helpful. Oh my God. She can come back and stay with me anytime. We didn't have any accidents for the bathroom or anything. She was great. She's so considerate. She just keeps saying how she loves you. And an amazing baby. So it just pushed me back a little bit. I do apologize that I was not at 8. But sometimes stuff happens. So family came first. I had to attend to her first. So it just pushed me back a little bit. But write a review. Let me know how you guys feel. It was something that sounded good. Um, Write some comments out here. I have comments coming. Um, if you have, well, I have a comment coming. So if if it if you got anything out there you want to talk about, if there's any topics you want to talk about, if something hit you in the heart that you feel like we need to discuss, to just to get an opinion, Nothing is etched in stone. No words are bind over here. Just know that you have a friend over here, and I'm willing to talk and help you on any issue. Next week, when we talk about the episode, we're going to really focus more on temper tantrums and maybe how to try to resolve those and bring yourself out of your tantrum. Um, just to talk about it, just to talk about how to maybe you can woosah. Y'all know Mark Lawrence, woosah out of it. Yes, I'm in my closet. It'll be a minute before we go back to my fish tanks. Seeing how I lost my one fish, I kind of don't want to put my one fish on blast. I'm feeling some type of way from the one fish we did lose. So I will be briefing, giving segments from my closet for a while. Um, I'm in the process of renovating it and getting it together. A couple of my girls have joined me. I know I haven't had my gals in a while, but I do have a few of them joining me today. Well, this evening. I still have a lot of work to do in my closet, so you can't see everything. Not quite yet, but I do know that you will not see this shirt anymore because it is not working for me on the segment. Well, anyway, we've been on here way too long. We're going to get off. See you next Saturday, 8 o'clock sharp. Get ready for a bomb segment, and let's talk about temper tantrums and how we can stop them. All right, love you guys. I would do. Oh, wait. Before we end, we know how we end things around here. Let's go ahead with our daily prayer because we all need this in our life. Dear Lord, thank you for your continued blessings. Help us move forward from anxiety, depression, and anything else holding us back from your love. We crave your love and grace. Amen. All the other blessings we add to the reading and hearing of his word. Prayers, and more prayers to everyone. Everyone have a good, safe evening. Be careful drinking that truth serum. You know it can get you into major trouble. So be careful and don't get too jacked up. And don't drink and drive. Have a blessed evening.